Hi traders, this is Chris. Hope you're well. This is the DVA daily video analysis for, what day are we? 30th of January. It's all about gold today, isn't it? I'm going through the full analysis for all the pairs that we're in, but I really want to talk about, before we go into that, gold and the importance of understanding the strong highs, the high liquidity zones, etc. So let me go into the charts first of all. So this is the price action chart on gold. As we can see, we've got a premium level of 2048. I posted this into the room earlier today. It's very strong high. So this acts as a liquidity zone as well as the yellow zones. The yellow zone, as I mentioned earlier today, was around 2037, and that's been taken out. That does happen from time to time. If the downtrend isn't going to continue, then of course that gets broken and it goes up to the next level. So this is a trading opportunity at this very top level. So understanding that and having that on your chart is a really important factor. So you can factor that in. So once you get to that, you can actually go down to your gold software and then you can trade it. This is the 1 minute chart which I'm using. And we got in about whatever. I got in early on this one. I tend not to wait for these things. And I'm going to show you this morning's signal as well. This is going down to 2033, and I'm going to be moving my stop with this line here. So let me just do that now. So what number is that? 2042, let's say. So let's move the stop down to 2042, somewhere around there, maybe just above. So I don't mind what happens now. I do have a target here, 2033. I might even let that go because there could be a big move coming. Okay, if you can maximize that, then happy days. But it's going down to 2033 right now. And let's get back to the chart. So now I don't really care what happens here. The target of 2033 is going to be taken out in the next few minutes. But by holding on to this on the 1 minute is quite a good idea. But of course, you would need to be around. You don't need to be staring at the chart, but you do need to be around. So I've jumped into the 3 minute, and this was this morning's situation. Here we banked about 60 pips. It was temporary. We didn't really expect this to happen this morning. I would have thought that it was going to be pretty much sideways before the FOMC decision tomorrow. But there you go. Markets do surprise you sometimes. And as we can see now, we've got to break down into the support of 2033. So 1 minute is a great time frame which you can use using the gold software. If you don't have the gold software, let me know. We can get you sorted straight away and you can start making lots of money. And also, the price action charts combined together is a really powerful thing because you understand where the strong highs are, where the strong lows are immediately before the market starts, and then you can actually get ready to take some action. Looks like the price doesn't want to reverse on 2032, so happy days. Let's see. So I've moved my target now down to here somewhere, which is another previous low, and let's see how far that goes in the next few minutes. Let's go into the markets and see what's going on. Let's go to the DXY. And it's not doing anything, is it? Absolutely dead as a dodo. Still onto market structure, still going sideways. So the dollar, this is a gold trade that's going on. It's not a dollar trade. Yen futures completely sideways. I do like the look of this though, retesting the 50 EMA before it moves down. That's a common factor when trading. The Swiss franc futures as change of character. So this is no longer parabolic to the downside. So the Swiss francs are off the table. Congratulations if you are in the Dow. I'm in the Dow and stop now is 37,941. Also in the Nasdaq, and stop can move slightly higher, 16,967. Aussie USD is not doing anything. Sorry, Aussie 200 index. This is not Aussie USD. And the stock can now move to 7539 if you are in it. FTSE 100 continuing upwards, happy days, and we can now move our stop to 7530. DAX, I'm also in this, doing well, and I'm moving my stop to 16710. What's this? The S&P 500. So let's move this up slightly with the 50 EMA, 4787. Bitcoin moving up into a parabolic trend. Now this is a little bit, there's a bit of a resistance area here. You can see this on the left. But ignoring that, if it blasts through that, then we can expect it to go to 49,112. 69% chance of that happening. Stop now, 41,695. Silver's parabolic to the upside and expect this to go higher. We've got a new got a price note on there. $22.57. West Texas oil is parabolic to the upside. We do expect this to go higher. Pulling into a nice swing low now, so it's definitely a good time to buy if you fancy that. The stop, trailing stop, is gone from $72 to $75 now on that change of character. Just follow the trend. This is gold. Now, I did mention this a few weeks ago. We'll get this breakout here. It's possible this could go much higher to 2087. So we'll keep an eye on that. We need change of character first. We haven't got that. It's come up to a high liquidity zone of 2043 and above, 2048, I think, if I remember rightly. And now it is 2032. So that is where the power of the liquidity zones is really help you make a lot of money. So a nice swing high here, so we expect this to roll over in the next few days. But in order for that to happen, it needs to be driven by a higher DXY. Not much happening in the euro dollar, stuck at 108.31, but our stop remains at 109. So we're reducing our risk, even though might have got in a few weeks ago here and we're not making much money. We're actually reducing our risk at the same time. So that combination is very, very powerful. US yen is parabolic just about to the upside above the 50 EMA there, or the 21 EMA. And certainly got a market structure to the upside. If you got in early, well done. And the US Canadian, as mentioned by Laurie, we've definitely got change of character. Not quite parabolic. See this bottom of this green line here. Let me highlight that there. There's an underlying buying area. So not quite parabolic, but nonetheless very, very close. But don't forget, we're waiting for the FOMC, waiting for the non-farm payroll, so the dollar will remain sideways pretty much. Aussie USD remains parabolic to the downside. This is a much more powerful situation in terms of trend. So your stop is still 66.33 if you're in it. Same for the Kiwi. Canadian yen, we've gone short on this one on the coming to liquidity, this yellow zone here. So we've got a short down to 109. Pound yen, yeah, this is no longer parabolic. It's fighting, isn't it? It's really trying to hold on. So this is no longer parabolic, but I really want to keep this open because I think there could be a very big move shortly on this if the yen start to fall, yen futures that is. But I'm going to keep that green for now because I don't see any change of character. If you got in early and you've moved your stop up to here, you've been stopped out, that's fine, don't worry. If it comes back, I'll let you know. Swiss yen, this is parabolic to the upside. This is a stronger, because if the Swiss franc futures go strong, this will drive this higher. So your stop is 169.79. Aussie Canadian to the downside still. If you're holding on, fantastic. Keep doing it. Remember, we trade differently here. We trade portfolio. So we will have maybe 10 positions open. That's fine. It's very unusual, but you have to be unusual because 80% of people lose money. So you have to be that 10%, do something completely different. So this is parabolic to the downside. Stop now is 89.07. Euro Canadian to the downside, parabolic to the downside. Happy days going to 142.25. A nice pullback, as I mentioned previously, is likely up to liquidity, so there'll be another buying opportunity, selling opportunity. Your stop now should be above the 50 EMA, 146.20. Oh, this looks rather nice, doesn't it? So the pound Aussie is now coming back. So we're just waiting for this price to move up above the 50 EMA. Pound New Zealand has changed character to the downside. Switch that off. Aussie New Zealand holding on to structure. So this one could be the move. But the Aussie is looking weak, so I wouldn't bank on it. A nice pullback on Euro Pound. So probably going to get change of character. But it hit our first target, didn't it? 85.28 for I don't know what number of pips that is, but a nice move anyway on this pair, which doesn't usually move anywhere at all. So a quick look back at, yeah, looks like we're going to be, now, let me just move that down a second, I'll show you something. So let's go back to the software. So here's the software, and so we can move our stop now to 2035, or it's at 2036, we'll call it 2036. So then we just go into MT4 and move our stop to 2036, just above. Doesn't matter, guaranteed to make money, so happy days. Well, that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and if you don't have the gold signals, now one thing I'll be doing, I'll be giving you several targets. So I gave you target, what was it, 2043 or whatever it was, and then 2038. But you can just simply trail your moving average to maximize the move until you're happy. So in this instance here, if you got in on the 1 minute, you are 145 pips in profit. If you got in here, then that's 131 pip profit, and so on and so forth. So have a wonderful day, and any questions, please let me know.